Hello, this is Michelle with the Glimmers of Intuition, where after humbling myself, I have a lot of passion regarding these concepts. So I try to deliver them in the easiest way possible. So welcome. Today I wanted to talk about how I started to humble myself, especially in the way of love. This started after my divorce. I kind of, don't get me wrong, my ex, he had a lot of his things going on. But at the end of the day, when I started to legitimately heal it, like legitimately, and what I mean by healing it is put my ego to the side and be like, okay, what was going on here that allowed me to one, be with somebody who thought they could treat me like that, and two, what was the internal story going with me? And that probably was the hardest pill to swallow, in the sense of that, not that when we go through experiences with people that are not the most desirable, that we have to realize that there is a part of culpability in ourselves that we have to be like, okay, what story do I have running? Because the concept of everybody is you pushed out becomes more and more in your face and makes more sense when you finally, get the everyone is you pushed out. And what I mean by this is, if you have a story in love, and it doesn't matter where it came from, it can come from your parents, it can come from movies that you watch when you're younger that showed that, maybe the two love interests in the film, they got together, but there was a lot of struggle. So a lot of us absorb that. We feel like, to be in something, you there has to be in struggle, which now, thank goodness, I don't look at it like that. I look at it like, love is fun, love is easy, it's patient, it's kind. You don't have to prove yourself. And even if you've done any of these things, just know that there is love for you. And you can make the choice right now in this video and tell yourself, no, I am love. And for me, that aha moment was when I realized that I am the love that I've been seeking for all this time. And, I had kind of a moment where I gave myself just forgiveness. And, I didn't realize that eternal love was available to me. I didn't realize that healthy love was available to me. And it doesn't matter, where I got the story or how long the story was running. When I decided that, I was like, nope, I'm not experiencing this anymore. And it doesn't even have to do with the circumstances outside of you or the people that are playing the part. What it has to do is what you decide to be true for you. Because a lot of times we have things that come up in our lives and we feel that that is the defining factor, or that is the final verdict on that subject. And I'm here to tell you that it's not. You don't have to be fearful. You don't have to even fear your thoughts. Only fear it if you agree with it. And if you don't, that's what's so empowering, because we have like 60,000 thoughts a day. So you're not going to always have the ones that you're wanting to experience. However, you are empowered to choose the ones that you decide to identify with. And each moment is a new moment. So just because yesterday you identified as somebody who isn't chosen, or who gets cheated on, or who feels that they're abandoned, I'm here to tell you, you don't have to live that as your story anymore. And how you go about kind of switching the gears per se is, you don't fight it. You're like, okay, this is here. This is just remnants of old thoughts and assumptions. I see you. However, I'm not going to identify with you. And when you tell yourself that you're not going to identify, the mind goes on repetition. And a lot of times, because something is different, that's where our mind comes up and triggers us. But I'm here to tell you just to keep going, and that you're not doing anything wrong. You're actually doing everything right. You're challenging your belief system. You're challenging what used to be true for you. And when you're wanting to change into growing into something better for yourself, it's going to take some repetition. It's going to take some feeling uncomfortable. But this is where you can decide to stay in the old ways. You know, if you feel, oh no, this is the only type of relationship I ever get to experience, these are the only type of people I ever get to meet, then that will be your story. Whereas if you become daring and realize that it's all coming from within you, you can choose better, and you can continue to build on it. And you don't have to, you know, when life presents you things, not that you have to be like, okay, you know, you just decide, this isn't my end. I'm not going to live here. And when you keep doing it and you keep repeating it, I'm telling you, you know, things start to change. Dynamics with people that, you know, maybe it was healthy, but maybe some outdated stories started to come up, because that's what's happened with me in my life. And you just tell yourself, no, this isn't going to be my end, and no, the past isn't going to dictate my future. So I'm glad you're here, and thank you for watching, and until next time, take care.